What if I told you could go get a pistol on the market right now that's hands down likely better than the major manufacturers out there? This is the Canik Mete MC9, Canik's all new micro compact pistol, and this thing is going to be an absolute hit, and I'm going to tell you why. With the Canik MC9, the biggest thing that I can tell you about that really sets it apart from the rest of the pistols out there in the market in this size range is the trigger. The trigger on this is absolutely phenomenal. It absolutely blows all the other ones on the market out of the water. It is hands down the best micro compact trigger that you're going to get. But with that being said, it's not an overly light trigger. It's not something that I'd be concerned with carrying. In particular with this pistol is that you have a lengthy take up, okay, that it's a little bit of a firm, let's say, we'll call it a mush, but it doesn't feel like that at all when you're shooting it. You hit it, and then you have a wall, and it breaks. There's no creep at the wall. It's not a pull, long pull through that wall. There's not tons of take up after the wall. And on top of that, you also have a very short reset, and it's audible. If you're somebody that shoots that way, I personally don't shoot that way anymore. But with the pistol and this trigger on here, it makes this pistol extremely easy to shoot at all distances. Whether you're shooting it, let's say at 5 yards and you're trying to do those double taps, if you're running it all the way out to 40, which we shot a little bit of as well, I had no issues hitting steel on a small C-zone size IPSC target. This pistol flat out shoots really, really well. It feels really good in the hands. At times in the past, shooting Canik pistols, I felt like they had a high bore axis, which actually on this pistol, I don't know that I can really say that I had that issue. The pistol is snappy. It's a micro compact. That comes par for the course with the pistols in this size range. This pistol is seemingly no larger than your Hellcat. It's no larger than a 365, a Glock 43. But with that being said, this pistol, 12 round capacity in the magazine. So it actually holds more rounds than your Hellcat, holds more rounds than your 365, obviously holds more than your Glock. Shadow Systems has that out there as well, which is like an 11 rounder. And this holds more than those in the same size magazine. With the magazine, what I will make mention of is that it actually comes with a pinky extender, which you can put on the magazine, which I did right out of the box. I think, frankly, the flat base pad that you get with your 12-round magazine is just a little bit too short. And really, with that being said, once you throw that pinky extension on there with the pistol, is I'm able to fit my large size hands on the pistol, and it does not hang off whatsoever. And then with the pistol, you get one 12-round and one 15-round magazine, which has a pretty extended, let's say, magazine length that has a sleeve at the bottom. On there, you can get a full grip. With that being said, is on the bottom side or the back side of that magazine, you actually have like a cutout there where the grip basically falls off and there's a space. And what I will tell you is that with shooting this pistol and how I shot it, I didn't notice that spot. But if you're holding this pistol without shooting it and you're just like kind of picking it up in the store, whatever it might be, picking up your friend's pistol, you will notice that. It is noticeable. However, shooting the pistol, I didn't notice it. And really with this pistol, we'll get it out ahead of time. I only had two negative things that really I can pick up on with this pistol. At this price point, $439 for this pistol. It is an absolute steal compared to everything else out there. It shoots great. Has an awesome trigger, has a good optics plate and optics system that takes your RMSC or even your 507, 407K type footprint. Steel sights on here. The sights, what I'll say is, although they've designed this rear sight so that it can actually be racked off objects or off a belt or whatever it is very sharp on the backside. I actually did cut the, let's say, the backside of like my palm from racking the slide because it is sharp. It's not quite honed as much as I would like. However, if you wanted to use it for racking, it's kind of like a trade-off. However, I think it needs to be honed a little bit more. And then outside of that, like I said, negative-wise, how it's cut off here on the back, I'd like to see this 15-round mag that they have a little bit more of, let's say, plastic around the backside, like you see something from Springfield with their Hellcat mags. They do that. And also SIG does it as well, to where it's flush on the backside of the grip. With the grip, it has a really, really nice texture that's on it. It's, let's say, just aggressive enough to the point where it holds your hand well while you're shooting it, but it's not overly aggressive that when I tuck it in the pants or anything like that, it's actually going to tear up my shirt or tear up my skin. I would say grip texture wise, it's identical to what you find on a 365 from SIG. You do get two back straps additionally to the one that's on it with the pistol to, let's say, customize it to your fit. For myself, generally, I don't go into changing the back strap size on the micro compact pistols, and really even the full size for that matter, unless it's a Glock because I need that beaver tail on a standard Glock because I get slide bite. This one, It just feels good in the hand. A couple other things that I think are, let's say, often overlooked with micro compacts in general is the slide releases on this. Your slide stop lever is actually ambidextrous. So with that being said, it's very nice to use. And if you're familiar with Canik pistols, or let's say your Walther stuff, the slide release or slide stop lever on here is very easy to get. It's easy. I'm not finding any issues where my hand's riding up and ultimately holding it down so I'm not getting slide lock. I do experience that on occasion shooting your Walther PDP. Not so much the Canik, because they usually have generally a little higher bore axis, but this one, no issues with that being said. So grip on all that, I get a full grip on here, holding the pistol, it feels really good. Trigger guard has a slight undercut on here, so if you're familiar with the other Mete series pistols, it's almost identical, just in a micro, slim, compact pistol. This pistol, looking at it and holding it in my hand, it doesn't feel any thicker than your 365 or your Hellcat or your Glock pistols in this size range, okay? Really, I can't probably think of enough good things to say about this pistol. The mag release on here is very, very positive. I covered it a little bit while I'm shooting it outside too, just because it feels so good. Is that when you know, granted, I got to break my grip a touch with my pinky and let's say even my middle finger a little bit to actually get that out, but when you're doing it, it just shoots the magazine out of it. And usually what I find when I shoot these micro compacts is that almost never happens. And I really think it's a nice feature, and it's nice because it's got a nice button on there. Okay, it's a very, let's say, pronounced, but also not the type where your grip starts to slip and you hit it inadvertently and then that mag pops out or you have an issue like that. No experiences with that. Shot close to probably 300 rounds through this for range time, and it just feels good. If you're somebody like me that likes to go out to the range and shoot my carry guns and shoot my duty weapons a lot and actually train and practice with them, you're going to do a lot of reloads. And when you do that, you start to notice those things. And with this pistol, seemingly what I can tell you is the mag button on here, or the mag, release button, feels the best out of anything that SIG makes, anything that Glock makes, anything that Shadow Sisters makes, anything that Walther makes, anything that, what's one we forgetting, Springfield makes. It feels better than those in this size range. It really does. And this pistol, it's a shooter. Frankly, I had no issue shooting this pistol. Right out of the gate, it felt like a good shooting pistol. And shooting it a lot, it's great. And then you get this box. And with this box, what I'll say is I've never thought that the holsters that come in with the Canik pistols are great. I think it's a serviceable holster. And I used it on the range. I put it in the appendix position. I had no issues. Retention on it overall is pretty good. Okay, pistol's not popping out of there or nothing like that, and it's good, and it snaps into place. Has a positive lock. You can adjust the retention. For a pistol, when it comes to market, there's likely going to be no holster options, and usually holster manufacturers are slow to adopt and make stuff for the Canik pistols. This one will be just right for you until you can get that custom holster to fit this pistol and have it be just right. With the rest of the items inside the case, you also get a punch for the backside of the pistol for changing your grips. You do get a bore brush. You get a jag rod for doing your cleaning stuff. You get all those little items in here. Canik also includes a nice little, let's say, tool with this. Inside of it, you get little bits so you can actually take your optics plate off the rear and install your optics on there. They give you instructions and everything you need to do. The case fits well. The pistol fits well inside the case. Everything fits well. It's just a really nice setup. And for the money that you have to pay for these, to get these and shoot them, I can't help but respect how nice of a pistol that Canik produces, and they always shoot well. We have shot now, let's say, the subcompact series ones. We've shot the Mete series, the Rival series, and then the Elite Combat series, and not a single one of these pistols has ever malfunctioned. The finishes wear well on them. They wear just like the best, let's say, the quote-unquote best pistols on the market. They shoot great. The triggers are hands down, if not the best, the second best compared to, let's say, Walther. I mean, we're talking splitting hairs here. And this thing's an absolute sweet shooting pistol, and I probably can't recommend it enough. There's a ton of pistols on the market. This pistol, I shot it and I'm like, oh, let's see how this thing shoots. It's just absolutely a good shooting pistol, and I love shooting it. Usually for me, sometimes the trigger just turns me off on some of the micro compact pistols, and I didn't have that issue with this pistol. And again, we shot about 300 rounds through it, completely reliable, everything you would ask for in a pistol that you need to use for, say, concealed carry usage. And just a quick rundown for you all. Good slide serrations, good grip texture, awesome trigger, good magazine release button, ambidextrous slide stop or slide release levers, metal sights on here, an optics cut so you can actually change that out, put your favorite, let's say micro compact red dot on there. It has a loaded chamber indicator here on the top, a 3.1 inch barrel, and at the end of the day, this pistol is going to be an absolute hit for anybody looking for a micro compact pistol that wants to get out there, shoot well, have some money left over to go out and get yourself a red dot, get a light. And real quick, to cover that light section on here, you'll see it does have a standard Picatinny type rail section. This will not fit a TLR 7A. It will fit a sub, not an A. So just keep that in mind when you're going out looking for a light. Outside of that, if you're on the fence about trying out Canik's products, I can't recommend them enough. You know, I know that some people get hung up on the fact that they're made in Turkey. I personally do not see that as an issue. You know, it's the same concept that people get hung up on using Holosun. The same people that get hung up on using, let's say, Holosun are the same ones in typing the message that they hate that optic for being made in China on their Chinese iPhone. This pistol, reliable, made well, and Canik took their time, I think, when they made this pistol to come out and make a pistol that surpasses some of the other giants on the market. So if you guys like this video, please do me a favor, get down in that comment section, let us know what you think, smash the like button, subscribe, and follow along next time with Hunt, Fish, Shoot.